10 seconds
Again,
remaining.
this is just a standard KP hero. You know, very beefy, very
5
fast, very
seconds
hard to kill, takes a lot of attention away, and then he's performing that role so much in the game, like 90% of the game, that when he does eventually try and turn things around, it can catch people off by surprise a little bit. So they're going to go the Darkseer into a Storm Spirit. I like the Storm Spirit pick a lot. One, because it's good against the Ember Spirit, and two, I feel like if they didn't look to pick up this high mobility hero now, they would have been banned out by Lilgun, and then they would have just gone for a ranged position 1 for their last pick, whether it be a Drow or an Arc Warden or something along those lines. Just because you don't want to be playing something into a Legion commander that is melee, and they've already gotten rid of the Ursa. They're getting rid of the Slark themselves. But yeah, honestly, there's not much left that's good against the Legion commander in lane that also doesn't get punished by the Storm.
Radiant team ban.
They're just dealing with the cheese. You know what? They're like, let's just get rid of the Lycan.
It's always something you've got to keep in mind versus Lilgun. See, the Brood, the Lycan taken care of as well. All these X factors that Lilgun have kind of shown on the scene that they are the ones that definitely have the cheese in the back pocket, or even I guess you can say the front pocket with how often they play it. But now we're gonna have to see something here for Ace. Looking for a bit of a win condition at the moment. I mean, there's a lot of carries that are getting banned out, so his at least the hero pool that's available for him is really going to start to shrink.
They wouldn't lone druid, would they?
Team pick.
Yeah, I feel like you can.
It's going to be nice eventually paired together with a Darkseer. I feel like these days you can't really play the lone druid as like the bear. Actually, like when the most recent patch dropped and they changed that how the raw works, I think it's called Savage Raw. Matumba Man was playing a lot more of that, like the ranged lone druid, where you just pump a lot of the farm into the actual hero, and then the bear's just kind of there to be a bit of a distraction. If you can get some slows or some minus armor onto him, then that's great. But other than that, it was all on the hero. I feel like it might still be the case if it's against a Legion commander, but who knows? It's certainly a risky prospect. We're not seeing a lot of lone druid built nowadays, but it is one of 1-2-3's big heroes.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cheeses as well. We were constantly seeing the capability of getting banned out. See what they look to opt for here. I'm trying to see, can they still go druid? Like, are they feeling like it's available? We got this 24th pick. Let's just pull out a comfort in this game 1, or are they going to go for like a little bit of a different route? But what about SMG? I mean, they're still looking for their mid 1 hero.
Radiant team pick.
Ooh.
Okay, I like it a lot. There's no burst damage right now on Lilgun. It is all like damage over time, basically, outside of this Next Assassin. So they're going to need something that's able to just sit back and chunk down this Alchemist. What's going to be able to do that?
5 seconds remaining.
Is this like a Luna game? Could they play Luna and just look to get super aggressive? It's still risky, right? You've got a low mana pool. It's all right against the Legion commander, but again, the same sort of issue comes up with the Storm Spirit, where he's just able to jump in onto you. You don't have a lot of stun lockdown to start with. I mean, even without seeing Lilgun's last pick, I'm heavily preferring SMG's draft.
Yeah, it just feels like the Storm pick is just beautiful for them, and with the Alchemist getting picked up as well, like you said, they don't really have that burst potential. It's really going to be down to the fact, like, can you lock the Alchemist in place with a Spirit of Essor, with Sun Ray, and somehow burn him down? But it seems like it's going to be...
If you do that, you just use the Legion Commander W. You know?
Exactly.
You don't care.
And by that stage, he's more than likely got a BKB. Like, I struggle to see how they kill the Alchemist and even the Storm Spirit as well. They've got 2 Suns to play with. So it feels like they've got to go for like kind of a fast tempo lineup, but how fast can it be? Because Alchemist is going to hit it pretty speedy too. They go for the Sven. So it is the combo. We see the Darkseer Sven through the Timer Dota. It is just a formidable 1-2 punch that you can provide, but is he going to be able to hit a timing here?
I don't think so. I think SMG have all of the tools that they need to be able to take this one in pretty convincing fashion. You know, the lanes, mid lane should be favored to them, top lane should be favored to them. Probably only bot is maybe even or a little towards Lilgun. So I think with that being said, SMG are going to take this one for mine.
Yeah, it just seems like the draw for them, even though they didn't have this ultra last pick, didn't even matter in the end. It was just the fact that
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know how you deal with the alchemist, and you were saying the Legion commander also provides you, like, if you lock him down once, you just press the attack and he gets away. Like, I don't know, like maybe Lilgun are gonna bank off the mass amount of stacks that the Sven can have, and he goes for an like I feel like I'm reaching here. They got relatively strong team fight. The capability
Team
to
fights
group
will have
up.
to be disastrous for
Yeah.
SMG for them to lose, in my opinion. And I don't see that happening. You know, they might be rocked a little bit by the 2-0 loss against Boom, but they're experienced guys. You know, they're going to be able to most likely bring this one back.
Yeah, it is. You know, they had 20-ish minutes to recover and get some recuperation in between that series loss versus Boom, and we'll see how they're able to come back. I mean, it is kind of the comparison between Boom to Lilgun, at least in the rates of what the betting might be in that term. SMG favored, but Lilgun, they're still a team that are able to pull out some victories here. Through after them getting promoted to the upper division, they struggled. They definitely started to struggle, but maybe this is the tournament that's able to kind of bring them back into a little bit of form that we came to love through the lower division.
I hope so. They're an exciting team to watch, but but this might be the tournament. I don't think this is their game, unfortunately. I feel like SMG have rectified a lot of mistakes that they made previously. They smoke up again. They like doing this on SMG just to be able to get out those super early wards. It worked out for them in game number 2 of the previous series. Didn't net them the win, but it still gave them a lot of valuable information. So with that smoke plus the boot to speed, Rogi on his Snapfire is moving nearly at 400, places it up super early. So he knows they're not towards the bot side of the map. You know they're going to get aggressive because you're going up against mid one, who's already put the point into the Greevil's Greed, by the way. So banking on that extra, like 5 or 10 gold that you get from the bounty, but every little bit counts to a carry player.
Oh.
KP.
Every little bit of damage is going to count versus this Legion. But he gets away. He's got to level up, press the attack first, and with the help of the cookie, but KP keeps his life.
It's a big deal, though. Press the attack being leveled up makes that lane a lot easier for the Sven to deal with, at least super early on. We're just going to be... I suppose you can't go for any sort of kills with the Stormhammer, but you never really were. You could just look to farm away without so much fear of being pressured back.
The battle begins.
So even though they didn't get the kill, things working out pretty well for Lilgun. It's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of SMG, which is huge when you've got an Alchemist on your team.
Oh, I have that happen to me so often where just the carry does the good old wrap around on the higher ground and just snags up the bounty on the Radiant Tri.
I'm always watching.
Yeah.
I don't let that happen to me.
I guess you're too good. Too goddamn good.
I'm just too greedy. Just like, that bounty is mine. Or my team's.
Do see still going to be 3 bounties here to start from SMG. So I guess the greed from mid one going for the very early level, and greed was greed before any kind of engagement took place there. It's going to pay off. He gets an extra bounty to play with here, and we'll see how his gold is going to start to rack up here for Alchemist, which we see ever so often. But in a game like this, it feels like the Storm Ember lane is going to be pretty Nia favored. We see this often where the Storm versus the Ember matchup is that magical damage.
Look at this top side. Look at where the creeps are fighting each other.
What's going on? It's almost
both
like,
been dragged again.
it's almost like that last game where they were just chasing each other, running through the river. Now it's just, let's not fight in the lane. Let's just do it kind of by the jungle. Why not? Let's switch up what the lane actually is. Yeah. There's half a path there. You could kind of... Mid one's even try and drag it to the range. This is a mess of a top lane. But I guess, you know, as long as mid one's getting CS under tower, that's exactly what he wants. Like the creepy equilibrium right now from SMG, you got to be pretty happy. They've also blocked up the hard camp, so Lilgun, they won't really be able to reset this. And Hishki actually might take a little bit of damage as well. Marvel has to surge him back to safety.
Hishki's been doing a great job though of just being a nuisance in this lane. Like, he's already got 2 denies. He's made the tower last hit a couple of things by just whacking it once, making sure that, you know, your right-click damage isn't amazing this early on for mid one. So I think he's done just fine, even though the lane equilibrium probably isn't how they might like it. He's still done a lot with what he's had.
You have been denied.
Do see though that what's looking pretty good right now for 1-2-3 battling up against KP's Legion. This is still going to get to a stage where it can be very difficult for them to play, like a Grimstroke support, ever so scary. And Phoenix, once you get levels, does feel like the laning stage prowess gets a little bit higher.
Afu and Ace, they're trading a little bit, wanting to perhaps put a bit more spam out onto KP, force him to put a bit more into regen than he might ideally like to, with the Ring of Basilisk. Basilisk? Basilisk?
I'm intrigued to see how Lilgun want to try and prioritize the 1-2-3 farm this game on this Sven. Like, how many stacks are they really going to try and make? The issue is that if you do that, it does kind of pull you away from the Alchemist lane, which is then going to give mid one a really good start. And once you can kind of get ahead on the Alchemist, you never really look back.
Yeah, I mean, you need to essentially give a lot of farm this game to the Sven, and then use that to just win team fight after team fight after team fight. It's going to be hard though if mid one's able to get this last hit onto Marvel.
Oh, mid one.
Oh, the Jukes.
He's got the assets for it. Hishki's falling really low. He's just going to get a double.
Oh no.
Oh, you were saying if he gets the last hit on Marvel, and I don't think we would have expected him just to get both. What the hell?
It's rough, yeah. They eventually get the turnaround as Rogi, well, not turnaround, but Rogi walks himself into the tower. Importantly as well, they're going to lose a couple of creeps underneath this tier 1 tower. Marvel eventually is there to rescue them. He missed every single one of those last hits, Marvel, when he TP'd into that lane, even though he had 5 creeps under the tower. So, not looking good there. Nia, he's had a rotation in onto him with the use of Hishki, so that's nice, considering how well the lane was going for the Storm Spirit. Was kind of expecting it.
Thanks a lot.
And he had a Fairy Fire and a Water Root bottled up to pop them as well to survive.
Never refuse.
Yeah, and we even saw the TP come through from Rogi there. So I guess with Phoenix, Ace just gets away. But yeah, that's a really big kill for Lilgun to pick up here. Like, Sanctity has always been that, you know, shining star for Lilgun, and we're just giving him a relatively decent start against a matchup that really isn't the strongest. I mean, you can see how it's playing out in the last. It's 24 and 11 denies for Nia's Storm Spirit compared to the 14 to 6 down bot. 1-2-3 might fall here. Inkspoke gets the stun, but Arfu's got no more mana to follow with on the Sven.
Surpass the master.
It's a solo kill for Nia. You love to see it.
It's to be expected. Like, you've had the better start to the game, even with that rotation through, still not hitting on to level 6 on the Ember Spirit, and, well, that's going to guarantee that Nia picks this one up. I wonder if he's going to shove this wave in and then just go to the bounty rune that's just going to be spawning in a couple of seconds here. Probably check the top river rune, and then transition into that. If it's an ideal one as well, might even look to connect through to the top side. Nope, it's not there. He goes down to bottom. And it's going to get taken anyway.
Fortunate. You hate to see it. No, he'll still have a bounty to fall back to. See if they're making sure they haven't taken that one just yet. The top, I mean, this lane's still going really, really well for SMG as well. The fact that mid one's got 33 last hits, and you often see that the Alchemist is not as strong of a laning stage carry, and you always look to try and punish him at that stage in the game, but, you know, Lilgun haven't been able to do it so far, and mid one's going back into the, what looks like the Maelstrom, which is what we saw him go last time when he played the Alchemist.
I think it's okay. You know, you just need to make sure that you're not losing the super early game, and I feel like that's what Maelstrom allows you to do. It provides a little bit more team fight potential when you do need to join up. He's lucky enough to hit the level 6 as this rotation comes through from Hishki. He gets surged forward, but that regen is going to leave him just fine. Marvel might be in trouble though.
Marvel falling really low. Scatter Blast, Cookie Stun, just locks him in that acid spray, and mid one with the help of Roji is able to find a kill, and this is just, I mean, you take a look, yes, it's with an Alchemist, so it's going to be kind of an artificial net worth, but they've already got a 3,000 lead right now from the side of SMG. Like, all their lanes are going really well. Their cores 1, 2, 3 in the net worth, and mid one's got some stacks. They will get the kill on our food down bot. Ace12 is able to pick that up here for the Phoenix.
Looking all right for him. Going into the Mask of Madness on the Sven, which I feel is pretty important as well, just to be able to take a few more of these jungle stacks that, well, you would hope that Lilgun start to build up for him. I see one hard camp in the jungle, in the Radiant jungle, and I see basically nothing in the rest of it. You can see Ace here, he's just starting to get the first one here, but if they're able to win a team fight, for example, on that bot side, with that Mask of Madness...
Yeah? Just no control.
But yeah, if you're able to win that teamfight bot side with that Mask of Madness, use the God Strength, invade the enemy jungle, take away the Ancient stack, I feel like that's a good way to come back into this game, because, I mean, it's just super early on, but things are looking pretty positive for SMG.
Yeah, they really are here. Do you feel like the way that Lilgun can bring this back is really just, like you said, relying on contesting a lot of the stacks?
They have to. I mean, the fact that this Sentry Ward has survived this long, like, Sentry Wards last a long damn time, and this one is going to time out on the small camp. So, 1, 2, 3, he's forced to use the God Strength just to farm up these smaller camps in the jungle, but if he was able to just continuously farm up that small camp when the lane wasn't going perfectly his way, things might be looking a little bit better. He'll stack it for himself. And you've got the 9-minute runes coming through as well. Again, every single one of these with an Alchemist is such value. You need to put a lot more effort into it on Lilgun to deny that away from the Alch, who's got 3 points into the Greevil's Greed now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You just can't kill him.
Yeah, like, there's no threat. What are you going to do? Like, is there any hope of a Spirit Vessel getting picked up? Like, it just doesn't look like it is. And regardless if it does, it's not going to come out at a fast timing. And the fact that mid one still feels relatively safe to actually posture himself up top. You know, now he's actually going to go back to the jungle because he does have that Maelstrom, so he'll probably give the lane over to a support just to soak up some experience, but mid one has to be loving life right now.
Yeah, and this is the other strength of having something like the Snapfire and the Grimstroke, right? You can just put them behind this tower, and they can secure last hits. They can push out the wave a little bit if they need to. You know, Roger, he's level 6, and it's not even the 10-minute mark yet.
And you just take a look at the comparison, like, our food just makes a quad stack now at the Ancients, whereas whereas Radiant, they just got their first stack at the Ancients, so, yeah, and 1, 2, 3 actually has the TP down bot to defend it, but, like, that's not really where the Sven wants to be, honestly. Like, maybe if they were mounting a defense, which it looks like they are with Sanctity swinging over, but they're not going to get anything out of it. Like, it's a lot of rotations forced. Sanctity has to run, the Sven TPs, the Phoenix TPs. It's just like a lot of time wasted, and instead you're not infiltrating the jungle here.
For mine, I feel like, you know, you've got this siege creep now on the top side of the map. Marvel, if he had TP, he needs to join the bottom side. You need to try and take out this tier 1 tower, invade the ancient camp. Well, actually, I say that it's being taken right now by mid one, so it's not even going to make much of a difference.
Just no contention from mid one. I mean, they didn't have any vision in the area as well. She's going to try and at least maybe soak up some experience, but just the whole team's going to be way too late. Hishki? Well, he's just dead now. Unless he TP's out, mid one doesn't have a point in the stun. but it's not going to cost him. And yeah, we even see 1, 2, 3 falling down at the bottom side. At least he's wasting a lot of time here for mid one. Gets another nice carapace, but regardless, like, you just see they feel very disconnected right now on the side of Radiant.
I mean, that kind of move is fine if your Sven is farming, but he's not. I mean, he died. You left him solo while the Darkseer is farming on the top side. He drops the Wall of Replica when they're not really going to be able to team fight. Not that they don't want to, they just can't right now until Sven has something. At least that Echo Saber he needs to finish up, but he hasn't even started it.
Top lane. KP does have the backup of Arfu. There's no more rotations just yet. Storm's got no mana to actually help out there because he's using all his mana to get a kill on Ace down. But they'll claim the KP, and they're also going to claim the life of Arfu. So at least a little bit going the way here of Lilgun in regards to kills. Sanctity getting a double. He's 3-1 and 0. And going to be working on the Maelstrom as his next item. Those kills should be able to net themselves their first objective of the game. See what our Sanctity can do with it. Might actually be able to get the Snapfire kill too. So great movement from Sanctity. He's also got 3 remnants. In fact, he's actually just going to posture aggressively and force Nia back to safety there.
It's not too bad though. You force the rotation through. Again, Alchemist is just continuing to farm. He's picking up more and more bounty runes. 4,000 ahead of his rivals, which is pretty deadly. You know, he obviously didn't have an issue with dying before, but even now he's going into the SMY. You've obviously got the increased regen that comes through from when you pop the Chemical Rage. So the Sange, even though it got a slight nerf, it's not going to be enough to really take it out of the game entirely. And when the SMY is picked up, it just feels so hard for anyone to do damage or kill mid one at all.
Yeah, and you see, like, I mean, the Phoenix is only 13 minutes in, level 7, so you're really not going to see the Sunray be a big factor with that percent damage to really kill off the Alchemist. Not that they had many stuns to really lock him in, and if they did, you've always got the Legion nearby, but zip in, Nia. It's an initial silence on top of the Darkseer, but Nia's going to get controlled. He's lost a lot of mana, so able to zip back to safety here. So clean off Marvel. He still does drop the wall before he dies. Sanctity's actually going to try and Remnant aggressively. Gets a kill on Rogi. So got another defensive Remnant as well to be able to play with. So if need be, he can get back to safety. But they're actually going to try and bring the Sven to this team fight here. They do have to be careful how deep they want to dive.
Hishki's hunting as well.
Lacking the damage as well. We see Hishki in the backline. Does actually get the kill on Nia. So it's a lot of gold going the way of the Nyx Assassin. 478, but we've got a Jewel. KP controlling up Sanctity right now. Soulbind's out as well. They're going to try and get rid of it with the Supernova, but now with the attack speed, they kill the Ember and they burn out the Egg as well. 2 will fall on Lilgun. Just see that. I mean, mid one just is brute force early on. It's only 14 minutes in, but they could just do nothing at where the Alchemist was posturing.
You just can't kill him. It's as simple as that. I wish there was like some Galaxy Braid take that I could make, but it's a lot of slow damage that you're doing right now. You know, the only time that they had to try and kill someone was that Storm Spirit, who, you know, the chain lockdown was good, but that's a Storm Spirit. That's a Storm Spirit that has basically no strength items. You know, he's got a wand giving him a little bit of strength, and he's got the Null Talisman. Beyond that, it's all just going into his intelligence and damage dealing. Now you imagine it against an Alchemist who's got armor from Phase Boots, he's got 6 strength from the Soul Ring, he's got that Sanjin Yasha, he's got the Possessed Mask. Like, it's so hard to kill him, and he's got the Chemical Rage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the shining spot right now is you do have a Sven who is getting going on KP. They're actually going to try and look to turn 1, 2, 3, pop the ult with the backline as well. Chains on 2. They're going to try and get rid of the supports to start. They'll at least kill off the Snapfire. They'll deal with the Grimstroke. Secondly as well, thanks to Sanctity committing forward. But can they have the control to lock in the Liege Commander KP? So slippery. You see the odds movement speed with the Phase Boots. He's even got the Fader Brooch as well. Nonetheless though, I mean, Lilgun, they get 2 kills and looking to try and lead that into a T1 town mid now.
Look how confident mid one is though. He doesn't even have the Chemical Rage, but he's just going to place that down just for a bit of the fear factor. They know how deadly this is. KP.
Jules out. Is the damage going to be there? KP actually might feed away some damage, and he does. Sanctity, winner, chicken dinner. But Nia's going to try and zip in. So that's about half mana pool to play with, along with an arcane rune. But Lilgun, it looks like they're the ones that's showing up big for this team fight. But you got to be careful how deep you want to dive. Supernova very defensively on the backline. At least it's a far away from the Alchemist, but it's not really going to stun him up at all. Does nothing, at least zoning them further and further away, as Nia still, we see the usage of the Arcane Rune, is able to dive deep to clean off the 1-2-3 Sven, and mid one's still got a lot of health to play with, closes the distance, gets the kill, and they're not done just yet. You just see, I mean, Lilgun were looking strong through that early stage of the fight, but they just went too far.
Too far. They were so close to being able to get the kill onto the Alchemist. He had his Chemical Rage off cooldown, 5 seconds or so left, no mana. He would have had to use the Soul Ring to be able to get enough mana to be able to use it. They even used the Surge onto the Sven, who the God Strength had just expired on, but he decided to turn around instead and go for a few more of these supports. That was all the time the Alchemist needed. He's just able to pop the Chemical Rage, no need for mana beyond that, and then he just turns around, simple win of the fight.
Jules out, the rest of the team haven't come over just yet.
Oh no, Sven just TP back in.
Mid one, Sven though just gets ripped apart. No. Mid one's damage is through the roof. Nia's gonna swing on over from downtown with the zip. Do they have a little bit of damage to clean off the Phoenix? They do not. Sanctity's gonna try and at least be the hero here to get some recovery for Lilgun. But they got one control. Do they have a second stun? Sanctity Remnants up, but he's out of Remnants in mid one. He's actually diving a T3 tower, but he doesn't care. Mid one, with the help, Nia even gets the Phoenix, level 15 Storm Spirit. The burst damage is through the roof, and he's not even gonna. Oh,
he walked into a remnant. Yeah, Guardian.
Guardian. But I mean, you take a look, SMG, like they're just the damage just isn't there right now for Lilgun, and they can do whatever they want, and it's really showing through these fights.
I mean, it always hurts when the Sven TP's in and instantly dies, right? Like that just takes away all hope for a team fight going in your favor. I think it's going to need to be until this BKB is picked up by 1-2-3. They don't have any hope of being able to challenge this. He walks briefly into vision there. AP, he's posturing around with his invis rune picked up, but no assistance yet with the Storm Spirit still dead for another 10 seconds.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, and you see no real assistance at all as well from the boys this game. I mean, when you're down 9,000 gold and you struggle to deal with the Alchemist early, it's really going to show through the timing that we are in this game. You know, they'll get the kill on the Snapfire. They're going to try and look to KP next. KP's real tanky though. Hood, press attack is on cooldown unfortunately, so he's actually not going to have a big dispel there to get back to safety. Now mid one as well. He'll lose his life, okay. I'm saying they didn't deal with the Alchemist early, and it's really showing, but, you know, they take a solid fight. They might be able to find a fourth as well. Fortunately, Sanctity, he's got no remnants left to close the distance on Arfu. But in fact, just the max range and slight chains will be enough lockdown for them to dive deep onto the tier 1 tower. So Lilgun, okay. Little bit
And a Roche?
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is
Turns out the one way to kill Alchemist is with Alchemist himself, with the Darkseer Wall of Replica dropped to be able to secure the damage needed to pick him off there. Still agonizingly close to that BKB. His Chemical Rage had just expired, so good teamwork coming through there from Lilgun. Give themselves a little bit of an opportunity to be able to come into this one. And, well, Ishki, he's halfway already with those couple of Storm Spirit snipes from finishing up his Ag Scepter, so a decent timing here for the next assassin.
We'll see how that Ags is actually going to be a factor here from Hishki. It's going to be really annoying, at least for the Storm Spirit.
But I'm so much
at least until he gets the BKB. Feel like now that he's finished up the Orchid on the Storm Spirit, a little late, but he opted to go for the Kaya as the first item there for Nia. He's at least going to be able to pick off, let's say, the Phoenix. He's going to be priority number 1.
KP? I feel like this is a lot more difficult this time. He's got Essence Ring and press the attack up in the toolkit, and KP's fine. So that's a 5-man smoke that Lilgun actually get nothing out of it. And it's kind of...
They actually tried 2 in a row as 2 smokes used, and Well, that Sentry Ward is just out of range of the Observer as well, so even this mid lane control, which is going to be really impactful when a Roche fight does, you know, eventually happen, or it being a bit more in SMG's favor. Would they go for a smoke on their end?
Looking for any items? KP just picked up the pipe, so yeah, they definitely could be at a timing. Trying to see anything else. Radiant, they're actually looking to group up as 5 again. They don't have a smoke, so I guess maybe just unaware of the positioning of Dire and afraid that they're going for their own smoke movement. But yeah, 1-2-3 doesn't have BKB just yet. The little bit of time they've been wasting with grouping up and going for smokes means that Sven is actually not going to have the BKB for this Roche fight, and it might cost them pretty big.
Sanctity can still pop off. They've got the Darkseer Aghanim Scepter, so he's got a lot more HP. He's got the double damage. He's got a lot of damage potential. Right now, it just feels like stalling until this Sven can finally get his item, but he's still 300 or so gold away.
Mid one.
Himself.
Oh no.
Of course. The Ig Swell.
Back. Mid one.
An all-in play, but not resulting in much.
It's a great supernova on the Hun ride with the Sunray as well. Look at the health that's coming back. They get the dual victory. And now with the supernova popping, they're going to try and look to turn to deal with Rogi. Unfortunately, the Snapfire won't have a way to get back to safety. And I mean, you see, what a great supernova with the Sunray. Really just ripped them apart there. They weren't able to stand their ground and deal with it. And now
individual play from Nia coming up. He's got the regen rune bottled. Could he go for the snipe here?
He's thinking about it. He's going to go. Can he steal it? No, just off the mark. Might still get the kill instead on top of the Nyx Assassin. A lot of health going to come back through with the Essence Ring.
Turned around.
1, 2, 3. He's actually man-fighting mid one in the river right now. Mid one's about to win it. 1, 2, 3 needs to get back to safety here, but mid one's committing really far. Chain's going to lock him in place. The Chemical Rage still got a little bit of duration, but it's going to tick out. They've got the damage to go through these Alchemists, and they end up losing Nia as well. So they do have to pop the Aegis, but nonetheless, an incredible couple of fights there for Lilgun.
Alright, Lilgun, they're doing it in classic Lilgun fashion. They just find a way through, you know, what seemed like a helpless situation to... They bait in together with the Alchemist, and they just immediately, all as 5, turn and hit another target. They were able to take out KP's Legion Commander, and again, kind of similar to the mid one Juggernaut. Once KP falls, there's nothing to stop them from running in onto these backlines. He is the one that's saving the rest of the team.
See how big of a factor, like you said, that the saving Grace is going to be here. If they don't get that off, then Lilgun damage is actually showing right now. I was a bit surprised with how they're able to rip them apart. But
smoking up in enemy territory as well. Sanctity, he's bottled up an Arcane Rune. They don't have any vision of that area, so they don't know that that was claimed. They can find the Snapfire though and quickly take him out.
They're actually going to look to fight mid one. Great pulling forward with the concoction as well, but he doesn't pop the BKB, so they're going to try and chain lock him down, but the damage is through the roof. Mid one with the help of Nia as well, with the zip on forward, the Alchemist. It's such a raid boss right now. He's going to try and disengage. The jewel's out. Sanctity just burns through one of the supports. Now he's got the winner once again. Mid one's going to try and blink in forward. Sanctity needs to get back to safety with the Remnant. He's going to get down to the low ground. It's all the mid one show, but does he have the damage? Rogi going to try and chuck the Mortimer Kisses down on top of the low ground, but Sanctity getting straight on top of him forces him to reset, and it's an ultra kill for Sanctity and make it a team wipe as well. SMG lose all 5.
Sanctity Dota doing it again, using his Arcane Rune to the maximum potential. You know, he was in a duel, and it was just the damage from the Flame Guard, from the Maelstrom that was able to clean up the supports that he was going for. That's exactly what he needs to do. He's just cleaning up these heroes, making a 5v5 fight into a 5v3 every single time, just by taking out these squishier supports that, again, are not building defensively. You know, you've got this Solar Crest, which is great for armor, but that's not where a lot of this damage is coming from Sanctity. He's got the Iron Shell on him, he's got the Flame Guard, he's dealing magic damage from the Maelstrom, so that's not going to do anything on the Snapfire. Same sort of thing with Afu. Like, he's great at enabling other people to do a good job, but for himself, he's a sit duck until he picks up that Glimmer Cape.
Yeah, and is it... What do we feel like's going wrong in these fights for SMG? Is it just the fact that it feels like Lilgun are doing a really good job at picking off the supports to start and always getting the Wall of Replica on mid one's Alchemist, or?
Well, I feel like that's happening because Lilgun are the ones that are moving a bit more aggressively right now, right? Like they picked off the Snapfire to start out that team fight because of their smoke. You know, they put Sanctity's Ember Spirit in onto the front lines. They took him down to basically no HP and forced a panic response out of SMG. Whereas, you know, SMG, they've got an Alchemist. Maybe they're waiting for him to be level 20, but you've got the strength to be able to take this team fight. They don't have Aegis anymore on Lilgun's side, but they do have the net worth lead. It might be a little bit late now, though, that all of this farm, again, has been funneled into mid one. And all it takes is 2 or 3 lost team fights for the game to completely turn on its head.
Yeah, and we're seeing right now as well, I mean, the timings that are coming through from Radiant. Like, Sanctity's getting these big items, Shishki with the Aghanims, and it's actually scary right now because mid one has to go back into an Assault Cuirass, but he doesn't really have much armor at the moment against someone like a Sven, and you know, we see if 1, 2, 3 is able to get on top of these heroes, he will really rip them apart as well. So he's gonna have to go into the second item, well, the next item I should say, Assault Cuirass, and well, when he does have Solar Crest and when he just picks up that Plate Mail, the armor's gonna start to stack up, but it's definitely a consideration here for mid one.
Oh damn, there is. If this Sven gets on top of any support, they are dead. He has the Enchanted Quiver picked up as well, as the Echo Saber, God Strength, of course, is going to be used super early on. I'd honestly even consider giving it over to Ember Spirit just because of how much magic damage he's already dishing out, and how much more reliable you're going to be to continuously just play around that cooldown on the Enchanted Quiver. But yeah, I feel like, wait, did they steal that? No, that was theirs. The Quickening Charm that dropped. He's going to use that one instead on Sanctity, making sure that he's able to get those Sleight of Fists off every single chance that he can.
Here, concoction.
Huge.
Mid one.
Who's he going to go on?
Dire's middle tower is under
Okay, Radiant. Do they have any vision of this? Doesn't look like they do on the back line. You do have to be a little bit cautious on how aggressive you want to play. You know, it is the Southeast Asian way, but going deep in between a tier 2, tier 3 tower could be very costly when they're starting to get some momentum back. They're a bit split as well.
They are a little split, but you've got the regen root that's been picked up now by Marvel. Still about half duration on the DD on Sanctity, but they're just wanting to play around these high grounds, realizing the strength of being able to fight with this Phoenix in a position where, you know, the Supernova can't get punished. Multiple times now, Ace has been able to get the Supernova and the Sunray off at the same time with that early pickup of the Ag Shard.
So what are they trying to opt to do here? Are there any big timings we're seeing come through at the moment? I'm trying to look at the items. I mean, AC is almost picked up.
BKB on Storm is big. He's level 20 as well.
Yeah.
So that extra little bit of damage, I would assume that it's going to be from the Electric Vortex, just to be able to potentially lock down the Phoenix before he's able to get off the Supernova. No, you got the Remnant cooldown. So all in onto the damage, huh?
Okay. He's even got that ceremonial robe as well, so I guess a little bit of magic resistance reduction, the status resistance as well. So yeah, all in on it. We'll see how much of a factor it's going to be here. But Roshan may be up in a minute, so we'll see the importance of that. It does look like both teams have a gem as well, Legion along with the Ember Spirit. So either team recognizing the importance of vision in this game and being able to find the vital information to get that correct jump.
I'm liking the itemization as well from these Lilgun supports, realizing the strength of the Aeon Disc against this lineup. You know, I feel like KP's done his best to be able to try and catch people out on the backlines. Same sort of thing with Nia, but if you've got essentially that second life every time you choose to take the team fight, you don't really care all that much.
There we go. ACA completed.
He's just parking himself inside the front of the Roche pit. You love being in that little dark place there. And is that level 18 from the Phoenix? He's very close. So that is another big timing coming through, but mid one is indeed. Using that Ink Swell haven't seen it get maximum value out of it just yet. It's always been just to avoid the self-stun coming through, it seems.
Dire's top tower.
Mid one
under
is-
attack.
Sentry's down, not yet. One just gets dropped now by Rogi.
They're looking to bait.
The stun
Mid
from the
one.
Maelstrom!
Be careful. BKB pop very, very early on. Nia's going to try and sip on top of the backline here for the Lotus Orb. Is it going to be enable the Phoenix get the Supernova off? It is, but mid one's attack speed is through the roof. They'll deal with Ace 12's Supernova, and they're going to try and look to retreat now. Sven getting control thanks to the Soulbind, but Sanctity, the big X factor here from Lilgun, has been a constant thorn in the side from SMG, but can he cancel TPs? Rogi? No way. There's no way Rogi gets out. Are they going to
what
get
a dude.
anyone? Okay,
They'll get
KP
KP.
will fall. I don't think Rogi makes it out as well. Kishki's hunting, but what a
Didn't see the gem either. The courier's flying out. It's a race between Snapfire and Legion Commander's courier to get that gem that was dropped by KP.
who's gonna get there first? Who's got the boost? Actually, one's moving a little bit faster.
Why is LC's courier faster? Is it just higher level it gets
Yeah,
faster?
levels, yeah.
Huh. I never even noticed that.
It's a speedy thing. Ew.
Dire are scanning.
It's this flying Wibbly. Interesting choreo.
Is that what it's called? Wibbly?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently so. Does it look like a Wibbly?
Fall 2016 Battle Pass. No, it seems like a... What is it, a bunny? Like,
Yeah, flying.
Budmun.
Something interesting.
Flopsy. That's
Flopsy.
a bunny name.
I named my
Not to
first rabbit
confuse
Floppy.
with Flopson.
Flopson. Ooh. Why are you?
Yeah, I'm an OG fan, alright? I can see.
What's
these
with the-
things.
Why are you throwing shade?
Shade? Just reality.
Radiant's middle tower
okay.
is under attack.
Going in. Again, using the adding swell as a bit of
Dire's
a
top tower is under
an
attack.
initiation tool. Ishki again just parking himself there. He was in a good spot again in that team fight, but just the BKBs made him pretty useless. He didn't get caught out at all, and that's going to be an axe shard picked up unless they go in immediately right now. But it's going to be a little late.
To the Radiant.
Shard.
Dire's top
Jeez.
tower is
Who
under
do
attack.
who do you give the shard to? Do you feel? Oh, mid one. Okay, he's really disconnected from the team. Mid one.
I don't know
Oh,
why you're there.
no.
You know they just did Roche mid one.
KP as well. His magic immunity's going to
gonna save him.
expire. I mean, at least Nia is cutting the mid wave. So, I mean, the issue is top shot in. Yeah, you see the pings coming out. Oh, that's not great positioning for mid one.
And he doesn't even have the chemical rage for another 25 seconds, so he's not going to want to buy back at least. Like, you don't want to buy back, period, but if he was, that's the time to be looking to do it. Nia, he's got his double damage rune bottle, he's TPing back, he's going to
Okay,
have the tag
KP.
scepter picked up.
Let's just get another free pick off. Why not? Lilgun, they're even going to try and jump Rogi on the backline as well. Glim it up with a double stun. Buyback's going to come through from KP. A great zip on the backline. If they can clean off the Phoenix, Lotus Orb not going to be enough to give him the protection. Mid one back alive and looking to rock and roll. The lockdown's there. Mid one forced to pop the BKB. The cheese out, but look at the electric damage. The attack speed's through the reef. They got the jewel as well. Mid one, he wants a little bit of revenge. It was an unnecessary death, and now he's going to look to at least get some retribution. 3 down to the buybacks. I mean, it is costing them there, but SMG, they hold the high ground, just losing a tier 3 tower.
Very costly though. Big win condition opened up for Lilgun. And they're going to be feeling a little salty about the fact that, you know, that team fight went in their favor. Who actually took the Ag Shard?
It's this Sven.
Okay, so they did eventually give it over to Sven. I like it. You know, it's going to be useful for being able to get rid of that ink swell onto targets, not even just for the fact that you're not going to get stunned, but also for the strong dispel mechanic not going to be able to be used. It's hard to time it though.
Yeah.
Radiant's
I'm
middle
trying to
tower
see
is under attack.
anything else you can dispel this game with the Storm Hammer. No, I can't think of
Radiant
anything.
structures are fortified.
Not much. Glimmer Cape.
Solar Crest as well, I guess, on mid one.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
not
has
much though,
fallen.
like you were saying. Oh, a big win condition though for Lilgun. I mean, you got a exposed set of barracks up top, but it is the big thing here that you force the buyback on mid one. The buyback came through from KP and Rogi. So 3 buybacks there from SMG used in the past minute. They're going to be down for about equal time here, 6:20, and well, this gives a massive window of opportunity. And well, SMG, they kind of just have to hold hands right now.
Yeah, Nia TP'd all the way back to try and catch out the Ember Spirit. He was standing just in vision there on the top side of the map, but ended up TPing back just in time.
Oh, that's a
Possibly
sweet
as well,
link.
though.
Get the choreo. Oh, no.
There's not a ton of buybacks on Lilgun's side either. It's only the Darkseer and the Grimstreak that have them in the entire game. So a pick-off with these lanes pushed in is pretty good for SMG as well. Ishki doing his best to keep this mid lane pushed in.
Dire's middle tower is under
Got the
attack.
Sven there, able to just continuously whack away. They're going to be forced to TP back. Mid one, you can't go too early though without the rest of your team.
They're actually looking to defend. Mid one. No mana. He's losing a lot of health as well. Mid one's not going to win this brawl. 1, 2, 3. Mid one. No buyback. Down for 120. And Lilgun.
And gives them the thanks a lot.
Is under attack.
Woo.
What's going on? They have no creeps, but you know the Alchemist is down for 100 seconds, guaranteed no buyback.
You do. Won't have the God Strength, so that's a little plus, I suppose, if you're an SMG fan, but this is not how they foresaw this game happening at all. I mean, the first, what, 20 minutes? Oh, that was close. Didn't even get the full creep wave as well, so that backdoor protection is not going to be there from the very start. Just looking for the guarantee, it seems. To go for the top tower as opposed to the tier 3.
Even the
Stuns up
kisses.
to- Very good.
Do their best to delay. Top and bottom are all shoved in, so they just have to deal with the trigger point of mid. It looks like
And
Storm
the
should
backdoor is used. Storm stop this mid wave again. He's gonna have to.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone just yet. Backdoor has lost its potential. Nia, zip in, Vortex, drag back on 2. 1, 2, 3, taking a lot of damage right now on the Sven. Doesn't want to use his protection in the magic immunity. But Sanctity is looking to try and at least provide the space. Just zone them back, deal with the barracks. They've done a very good job to at least only lose 1 with how long the Alchemist was down for. And it's actually going to force Lilgun to reset here. So just 1 set of barracks getting lost. I honestly, considering that, think you're okay with the loss from SMG.
It could have been game losing. So the fact that they only lost 1 lane, they're going to be okay with that. But I'm sure there's going to be a stern talking to with mid one just saying, bro, at least wait for 1 more of us to be there to help you out. Because if KP's there, that's entirely different, you know. He gets the press the attack off onto it. You get the extra magic community. That is so different how that team fight goes out. You can even just duel someone else so that, you know, you're not getting the added amount added onto the damage pumping into the Alchemist.
See, when the net worth lead is looking like this, when you're the Alchemist lineup and you don't have it in your favor, it's always going to really start to feel grim. I mean, the Sven is doing an incredible job to keep up in farm this game. Currently, it's the KDA here for 1, 2, 3, 8, 3, and 9. And we see his item progression is just continuing to skyrocket. It's going to be the Abyssal Blade as the next item here.
For sure. Ember Spirit ended up going the Ag Shard basically straight after the previous one was claimed from Roshan. I love it, you know, especially with the game style that he's playing, where he's looking to pick off these supports. That plus the Ag Scepter just enables him to constantly be a threat in these team fights. And he's level 25 now, so he's got the extra slide of fist charges on top of that. I mean, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, and you see his further itemization going to the refresher. Like, it's just been the entirety of this game from Sanctity's been reliant on just dealing with the supports in the backline, creating chaos. Like, that is the name of the game from Sanctity, and he's just done an exceptional job at that.
Alright, well, tower continues to be sieged, making sure that it's only the high ground towers available now for SMG. Need to make sure to get maximum distance on all of those zips. Hishki was in position twice now with the spike carapace if it was a little short.
Is under attack.
The rune of
Radiant's middle
invisibility.
tower is
It's a
under
big
attack.
wave coming to this top side though.
She's like, all mine. Give me that experience. Give me that gold. Sanctity should be able to
He's doing his
swing.
job. His roaming ward job.
It's just scouting. You see, how much
got
dual
his
damage has KP got? 40. I mean, he's given over 30 to Sanctity. I believe there's 20 on Hishki as well.
Hishki.
Even Darkseer's got 20. Like, he's just the, he's feeling real friendly. He's feeling real friendly. He's just
mean-
like, you know, I'll give you damage, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Darkseer's already one punch man with that Ag Shard. He hasn't built it yet, but the extra 20 damage does help. There's a lot of weeb fans in the Southeast Asian region. I always like to do a bit of a count to the lobby about how many anime profile pictures people have. SMG, none, but Hishki's got Haku from Spirited Away, and who's that towards the top? Ace has a character from Hunter x Hunter. Very good anime. The only anime I've ever given a 10 out of 10, by the way.
Hishki?
Hishki,
Bye-bye,
no.
sir. Okay.
He's got the own disc.
They are a bit disconnected from the rest of the team. And it just popped
Nice.
early. That's a great vortex. Mortimer kisses. Sanctity's going to be able to get the chains, but the damage has been dealt. It's forces Radiant to
Sanctity
retreat.
again.
Sanctity's still going back in. Look at how he can play
So much havoc.
so aggressively with the remnants. And now SMG, they don't have the numbers advantage right now. They need to rally around mid once raid boss Alchemist, but can they do so? Nia control with the
Sanctity
Hex, but
could
it's
die.
not going to matter. The Super deserve out, but the Sunray as well. Can they get the health back to Sanctity? It's going to pop. Sanctity somehow still alive, but the jewel's there. He's able to catch out the Ember Spirit, but still mid one, the raid boss. Can they break him
Goodbye,
down?
mate.
1, 2, 3 is going to swing on over. The Sven has got the control, the Storm Hammer, the crits. It's all there. Mid one's going to lose his life. They'll chase down KP as well. He's pretty speedy with the odds. Might be able to get back to safety with that blink, but again, mid one down, and he's got no buyback.
No buyback. This time around, it's because of gold, as opposed to, opting to go in for any sort of timing, but not even using the buyback on the Ember Spirit. So, if it was me, he's got the Remnant right there in the middle of the team fight. Could have potentially been used to clean it up
dear.
onto...
What are you doing?
Oh, got him!
Oh no, this time Hishki's been going for the entire game, and finally he gets him.
He just wanted that fluffy hat on the ground. He sensed that it was coming.
Oh,
Wow, they still get the Aegis over to the Sven, huh? Sanctity just bought back. I think that's a mistake.
I didn't even notice he bought back. Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you get a catch like that, I feel like you have to, just to make sure you're securing it. But I feel like the compliment to that is you do give away the Aegis over to Sanctity, right? Because you're not going to have 2 God Strength charges. Does he have the... No, he doesn't have Refresher Orb yet. He's got the Shard on the Ember Spirit.
Dire's middle tower
But now they
is
have,
under
like...
attack.
You know when they were cutting creep waves before? That ain't happening. You know, he's going to need to wait at least 10 seconds or so. Mid one is going to be respawning. I think you might get a buyback from the Storm Spirit. Again, it's just playing the waiting game, trying to delay as much as possible.
Be ensnared in
The Supernova's about to be back up as well here for Ace. Pretty use Sunray, but they just kind of negated all that Mortimer Kiss's initial damage. Mid one's gonna jump in. Buyback from Nia, but 1, 2, 3 just turns. Mid one's gonna be careful. Cookie gets some distance once again. The Supernova forces a full onslaught retreat away from SMG. Supernova will do naught here, so now it's on cooldown. Lilgun, do they want to stick around? God's Trend still about half duration. Ball's dropped as well, so mid one's gonna be careful. Mid one, that's so much damage! He'll tear apart the Sven's first life. Marvel's falling low as well. Nia zips out back and forth.
They just gotta get
Marvel back to safety. The jewel's gonna come out, but they'll find the victory. Sanctity's still looking to try and take the team fight. He's gonna be careful though, Sanctity. He bought back previously, but the stun is there. Mid one's gonna get brought down. 100 seconds on the deck. He doesn't have a buyback, and KP's gonna get caught as well. Cookie, Glimmer, everything dropped to try and protect the Legion. They'll just turn their attention instead to the Snapfire. Another great vortex from Nia. Roger back to base. No. Man, this Ember 14, 5, and 20 Sanctity is playing out of his mind in this game 1.
34 out of the 38 kills going to his. I don't know how he's zipping so far with balls that big weighing him down, but he is finding a way. He's constantly catching people on the back lines, and this could very well be the last lane. It's been good by Nia with these initiates, but is it going to be enough?
I don't think so. You see just the difficulty to even bring down one support. And they don't even care about KP. They just want the Megas, and they'll get him.
Dire's bottom barracks
Megas on the cards now here, SMG.
have mega.
I mean, they don't have Glyph as well.
Is under attack.
So this is going to be a... I mean, it looks like they're going to reset from Radiant, but they have... Whoo, man, the damage has been done.
Now you can wait. You know, you can wait 5 minutes. The lanes are going to be
Well,
pushing
maybe not.
into their base.
Let's just get a kill. Why not?
Well, see you, KP.
Sunray percent damage. KP burnt down, lost his life. Nia, a little bit too late. Might still try and get the kill on Ace. Dives away. But the team is going to be up, and KP does have buyback, and it looks like that's going to force the Lilgun. Maybe.
Or will it?
Not?
You say that.
Oh, not again. Oh.
I don't know. For mine, you could back up. You don't want to be caught out with this Ember Spirit with no buyback. Well, he's standing right underneath that Sentry Ward, is Hishki. He knew it was there. He's holding the gem.
I mean, you've got so much gold. 4,500 on the Phoenix, 6,100 on the Sven. Like, yeah, how like, yeah, they're not looking to reset. Interesting.
It's even a double damage in the river. They won't know about it just yet. What do they got coming out? Oh, a single Sentry Ward for the Phoenix.
Buyback's out. Here again. Another nice multi-hero Vortex. Mortimer's Sanctity hasn't got rid of it just yet. In fact, it's going to be the Spike Carapace to do so. So that's a buyback from KP Force. Mortimer's is now on cooldown as well. But they did use the God Strength from 1, 2, 3, so they're going to try and look to get something out of this. Hishki, blink on forward, finds initial setup. 1, 2, 3 actually doesn't get a jump forward with the Vortex. Now he's going to be careful because the damage supernova, and the nick of time it's going to drag mid one to try and deal with the egg. He's going to be able to bring it down, but is it sustained enough from mid one? Is able to battle, but it cannot do so against the Sven. Mid one getting a lot of life back thanks to the pressy attack as well, but the Vortex drag back, getting kited. Flicker once again back to safety from the Sven. Phoenix going to try and buy back and rejoin the fight, but you've got to be careful because the base is now exposed. The throne getting brought incredibly low with the mega creeps, and that's all she wrote. At the end of it all, 1, 2, 3, a beyond godlike performance on the Sven. Sanctity popping off, and Lilgun able to take game 1.
Man, you asked me, is this how the series are gonna go at the start of today? I would say you are dreaming, mate. But well, Lilgun again showing that they are the Kingslayers at times, and yeah, unfortunately the hubris shown at times by SMG. Mid one a few times just caught without his team, farming in areas that he should know very well just to not be in. You do need to push your advantage sometimes, but at the time they did not have the advantage a couple of times when he was caught in that mid lane after the Roche was taken by Lilgun. And really it was just some great team fights being used to solidify the advantage that they got from the initial pickoffs. You kill that Alchemist a few times in the laning stage, and again, this is an SMG that builds entirely around mid one. No one else is the win condition for the team, and it feels like teams have really started to realize that. So take out mid one, take out the supporting cast, and you are on your way to victory.
And that they were here for Lilgun. Again, I mean, through the entirety of this game, we were just singing praises left, right, and center, you know, for all that they were doing. Sanctities, it definitely felt like it was just an overall like strong team performance from Lilgun. Like, even though you take a look at KDA, Sanctity 1, 2, 3, but just the walls, still a lot of the fights from Marvel was on point. We saw great supernova sunrays from Ace, Hishki as well being this X factor, a couple times getting key pickoffs, key controls on, you know, heroes like the Storm, you know, the mid one Alchemist as well, and just that roaming factor of giving them a lot of information. I think just overall this was just a beautiful team victory from Lilgun, and this is going to give them a lot of a morale boost as well heading into game 1 of the Lootbet Pro series, and the fact they're able to take it versus SMG is definitely going to give them a big boost in this tournament. And well, we'll see what they're able to do, if the momentum can continue or if SMG are going to be able to kick back, but we'll find that out after a short break.